Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Mini Trades back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over a market overview. So everything that I see coming up for the next week, potential plays, and some key points for you guys to chart out, and just my bias or my thesis coming up for next week. So first we're going to be going over SPY. Now for SPY, I like to look at the bigger time frame. You can see that there's 3 days worth of charts on here. So right into close for Friday, we saw a big downtrend breakout. We bounced off of previous support, which we bounced off around 2 days ago as well. So that's a key level to draw out. Now, since we threw that out, we had a downtrend breakout, held that level. So it held that same level again, so we established some strong support. Now we do see a start of the high here. We see some rejection here, and then we draw out that line, and eventually you see rejection here. Now we rejected that area, came down, and then perfectly bounced off that level and reclaimed it. So now this same line right here is the same line that worked over here and consolidated from this downtrend breakout and made this is the day we played calls for, I believe, 300%. So the same line is very strong and it's gonna work out, so we got to see into tomorrow if this line is going to continue holding. Now, if pre-market holds this line, I do believe that we are going to see a move to 395, about a dollar move to 395.76, and if we break that, then the next move to the next resistance point, which is 396, and then if we break that to the next big point, we have obviously 397 marks. Those are the key points that I see for tomorrow, and then if we break this 393 level, then we have puts. If we break this 393 level, we have puts down to 391. And if we break the 391 level, we have a little bit more support, but you can see as it goes down. But yeah, that is what I see. Now, to look at the bigger time frame, let's just say the 20-minute chart of SPY, you can see this is what I use to kind of establish the bigger time frame supports. Now you do see that this, anywhere, you can draw this final support line out right here, right around here, right? So once we break below like 390.40 or that 390 psychological area, the 30-minute does have the 200 EMA, so that's gonna be strong. Could stop some people at under 390, then bounce back. But under like this 200 EMA, 398.70, a candle close below that, I do believe we are gonna see a big move down, potentially down to 380, just because a lot of sellers are gonna keep coming in. A big support area, as we can see right now, would potentially be this right here. So we had rejection here, we had rejection here. And once we reclaim that, once we reclaim that resistance, it started working as support. That's gonna work fine, and that same line worked out over here and over here. So that let's just say 381, 382 mark is gonna be significant for this SPY level. Now moving on to day trades, right? So for TRHC, you guys can see this line a lot more clear. So we did, hold this line, came down to it, and then eventually rocketed and worked out perfect. So held this line, this was resistance earlier, held this line, kind of consolidated, and then made a boom. So that looks solid. Now we're gonna see if it can hold this 415 line that we had from Thursday, and we're gonna see how that works out. We want to see it hold that line, right? And if it doesn't, then the final line would be 390, and under that I would maybe short some or take it down. That's the big mark that I'm watching tomorrow. And then as far as resistance goes, we're gonna be looking at right around here. We couldn't get a candle close, right? So upper wick, upper wick, upper wick, upper wick, and upper wick. So we need a candle close over 435 area, right? So 435 candle close, or 5-minute candle close, 10-minute candle close over 435. That's what we're going to be looking at for that upside move. And the next big resistance after that, for if it breaks 435, we're going to be aiming for that 450 psychological area, right, as we rejected. And then from there, 467, 470, 480. Looking at SDIG, we see that right into open, we had a big support level here, kind of tried to hold it over here and eventually reclaimed it. Over here, we're going to be testing that same support line, 287, see if it makes a big move back. First price target would be this 311. Personally, this is not a big watch for me, but if it starts to creep back up to this 3 reclaim and then 315 area, I am going to be watching that. Another one is Tklf. Tklf, we have seen, a big choppy move. So held this line, it did a sting, ran into open, held this line, eventually reclaimed it. So for the bigger move, I want to see it kind of break 250 and then make that support. We do have resistance around this area, right? So from pre-market, So that's going to be very big. We had the rejection here as well. So 250 break and make that support. That's going to be big, which I do believe can lead us to new highs. The final one is going to be PGY. That's a big one. We have been looking at that, you know, it's been a crazy run. So we want to draw out some support areas in case this does end up running. So we had very strong lower wicks here. You know, lower wick, just completely, absolutely beast holding over here. Buyers kept stepping in, holding it up above this line. Beautiful chart. So our big mark is going to be that 1013, $10 psychological area. As you can see, we did lower wick back from this 980, right? So we have this kind of zone here from 10 to 980. We want to see it kind of hold this zone and then bounce back. The big resistance point would be the line that we see here, obviously. Big rejection, 1195 to 12 area, which we held over here previously and bounced back super quickly from 1190 to 13s plus. So that was a big move right on the 5-minute candle. So that has established strong support, and eventually it did reclaim it and then end up going. So we want to see the break of $12 and hold for the next big move. I hope you guys learned something. I am using a new charting software, so I'm using Trade Idea. So I do like it. I think it has helped a lot in my day trading, so I do recommend it. And if you guys want it, I mean, maybe I can make a video soon on how I set it up. Hope you guys have a good weekend and good luck on the trading for the next week. Peace.